It's Christmas. I've got a tree. I have books and I'm gonna show you those books. That was a really bad intro, but we're gonna stick with it. Hey book lovers, Victoria here and you're watching My Books and Me. Today I'm going to be doing a pre-Christmas book haul because I have a handful of books here that I already have acquired this month, and I know I'm getting books for Christmas, and I have actually just placed an order on Booktopia for some books that will be here before Christmas. I might talk about them later. So yeah, I'm going to do these books now because today is actually Wednesday, Top 5 Wednesday, which the topic was was just retellings. I haven't read many, if any, retellings, so I didn't want to do that topic, but I still wanted to do a video for you guys, so I thought a pre-Christmas book haul is the best way to go because I don't want my book haul at the end of the month to be really long, which it's already going to be just with the books that I'm getting for Christmas. So yeah, I'm sorry if this video has really poor lighting. I really wanted to film in front of my Christmas tree, but it's already dark in our lounge room because we have a tree right outside our window, and the window is probably like blazing light just here. So we're gonna go with it. If this video is too dark, then I won't film here again. I really do want to film in front of my Christmas tree for a few videos this month, so we'll see how we go. I'm sorry if this is a crap video, we're gonna go with it because I can't be bothered going somewhere else. So at the start of the month, I went to my local used bookstore, which I haven't been to in ages because I keep forgetting that it's there, and picked up a good 12 probably books, and some of them were non-fiction, which I'm going to show you. The rest my mum commandeered to give me for Christmas, so you'll see them at the end of the month. So let's get into it. The first book is The History of England Volume 2, Tudors by Peter Ackroyd. I picked this book up a few years ago in high school when I was doing a major assignment on Henry VIII, and I started reading this. I probably got like 3 pages in and gave up because I don't know, I just didn't want to read it. But I do actually want to read this series, and I'm so glad I found this book. It was only $9, which is really good, and I'm hoping to slowly make my way through this next year. I might even decide to read, say, like a chapter a month kind of thing to get through it. I do enjoy the Tudor period in history, so I definitely feel like I'm going to enjoy this book. The next one is History's Lost Treasures and the Secrets Behind Them by Eric Chalene. This just looks at 50 of the world's most famous and most intriguing lost treasures, ones that have been found or ones that haven't actually been found yet, but we know they exist. And it just sort of talks about why they were important during their time period and why they're so important now, who found them if they've been found, where they were found, and all sorts of things like that. So you've got, where are we? You've got like Tutankhamun's death mask, the Holy Grail, the Bayeux tapestry, Genghis Khan's tomb, things like that. Just sort of, you know, really important historical objects that have been lost and found, or that are still lost. We might not find them, but we do have historical evidence to say that they exist. So I'm really keen just to read through this at a leisurely pace. The last non-fiction book I got from my used bookstore is A Dictionary of Historical Terms by Chris Cook, a guide to the main themes, events, cliques, and innuendos over 1,000 years of world history. This is exactly what the title says, just a dictionary. As someone who is studying history and hopes to do something with history in the future, I thought this would be a very handy and interesting read. The next book I got this month was actually in my Our Crate box, and I will link to that video up here, and that is Soundless by Rochelle Mead. This is a standalone fantasy that invokes Chinese folklore. It is about this village that is isolated up a mountain, and its only connection to the outside world is a zip line that brings them supplies and food, and the entire village is actually deaf. However, one day the supplies start to become less and less and delayed, and then the villagers also start going blind, which isn't good when you can only communicate via sign language. Also one day this girl called Faye wakes up and is able to hear everything, and she begins to use this as a weapon, and they have to form a party to go further up at the mountain to see what is happening down below. It sounds really interesting. I'm very keen to read it. It has received a lot of mixed reviews, but I'm still going to give it a chance. I'm actually going to be reading this one in January because it is the Winter Biannual Bibliothon's group read, so I will be able to talk about it more then. The next book I picked up was one that I found while I was Christmas shopping on Book Depository, and that is Dreaming Anastasia by Joy Preble. I was actually looking for some non-fiction books about Anastasia and the Romanovs for my mum, which I managed to find, but I came across this one. I think it was only $5. It's the first book in a trilogy. I think it's called the Dreaming Anastasia trilogy, and it's about this girl called Anne who, when she dreams, she's somewhere else. The dreams seem as real as her waking life, and they terrify her. Then a stranger offers to explain them. A boy who by all appearances is her age. He claims he has been waiting for someone who can help save Anastasia, and through him, Anne sees. You don't need to be imprisoned to be trapped. But yeah, it's about this girl Anne who has to try and save Anastasia, so it should be interesting. I have seen very mixed reviews about this one as well, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Then the other book I got, I did mention in my December TBR, and that is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. I've actually given this a read already this month, but I'm planning on reading it a few more times. It's just so fun and whimsical, and I love Dr. Seuss's rhyming and his writing style. It's just so fun, and I'm so glad I finally read the original story, because I hadn't read the original story prior to this month, which is really bad. But yeah, I definitely recommend, no matter how old you are, just read some Dr. Seuss. The next book I got was from my local Red Cross op shop. I did pick up another book. Again, I gave it to my mum so she can give it to me for Christmas, because she just doesn't know what to get me for Christmas, and I said, look, give me books, give me these books. And that is John Law's Book of Irreverent Logic. It was $2, and it's just full of just pages of just passages of all sorts of different logic. Like, what's this one here? It is not a crime to be rich. It is not a crime to have influence. Smile if you are not wearing panties. So long as you believe someone hates you, you'll be eminently hateful. Hate is catching. There was just all sorts of different things. It's just going to be something to pick up and just open up to a random page and read. And then again, I was at my bookstore again a week after I was there previously, and I did buy a few more books. Again, I gave some of them to my mum to give me for Christmas, which again you'll see at the end of the month. But the one that I kept out was The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove by Lauren Kate. Lauren Kate is the author of the Fallen series, of which I read the first book a while ago, and I'm actually planning on rereading and reading the series next year. And I've been eyeing this book off since I read that book several years ago, but I haven't sort of had the need to go out and pick it up. But then I saw it for $5 and I was like, I'm going to get it. From what I can gather, this is just a contemporary, but it could be something more. I'm not quite sure, but it's about this girl called Natalie Hargrove who she's popular, she's glamorous, and she's got ruthless ambition. However, someone threatens to overturn her perfect plan, but a critical error plunges her into a sea of secrets, shame, and scandal. So it should be really interesting. Hopefully I will get to it soon. Then the next book I picked up is one that I've been looking for a while, and that is The Hollow by Nora Roberts, the second book in the Sign of Seven trilogy. I own the first and the third book, but I've never been able to find the second book, especially in this cover edition, only in the newer cover edition, which does not suit the rest of my books at all. But I managed to find this for $5 from a local market, which I'm so excited about. I haven't read the books yet, but I'm planning to next year now that I have all three. This is a series about this town called Hawkins Hollow that is like haunted by this evil darkness, and they have to try and stop it. There's more to it than that. I can't really remember, but it sounded really interesting, so I'm definitely excited to give it a read. And now I have the second book, so I can just marathon all three. Finally, the last two books I got are ebooks. I feel like I should be sharing ebooks with you guys. Just the ones that I actually buy, because I do actually download quite a few free ones from iBooks and Kindle. But I'm just going to share with you the free ones that I bought. The first one is Christmas with Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. This is the Christmas companion to Billy and Me, which I haven't read. I was kind of thinking about reading it this year for Christmas, but I'm not quite sure at the moment. And then the other one is Dream a Little Christmas Dream by G. Fletcher. Again, this is the Christmas companion to Dream a Little Dream, which came out this year, which I don't own and haven't read. So maybe I will read one of them for Christmas. I'm not quite sure. Who knows? So they are my pre-Christmas books. Like I said, I will be getting books for Christmas, and I also, like I said, have that order from Booktopia that I just ordered today, and it should be here before Christmas. I may do another pre-Christmas book haul because there are actually 7 books in that one. So we'll see how we go. There might be another book haul up on the week of Christmas. Who knows? Otherwise, there'll be another book haul at the end of the month. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to link below to all these books on Goodreads, Book Depository, wherever. Also, make sure you check out some of my social pages down below because I post over on those places pretty regularly. Also, shout out to my best friend Shanti, who just started a booktube channel called Books Are Contagious. I will link to her channel below. Definitely go check her out. Finally managed to convince her to jump on this booktube boat. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Saturday for another video. This week is going to be something a little bit different and Christmassy, so make sure you check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you next Wednesday with Top 5 Wednesday, which is Top 5 Christmas books, which you're going to see the books that I've been talking about in the last couple of videos. But anyway, I'll see you guys then. Bye.